Hi, I'm Rick Adamson, and right now you're watching Datacolor's SpyderTV Instruction DVD. Datacolor has a proud 35-year history and has always been on the cutting edge of color management technology. We understand color like no other company in the world. Datacolor's products have set worldwide industry standards, and with the launch of SpyderTV, its vision and promise continue to be the solution in the world of color. Whether you have a 19-inch TV or a high-end home theater, SpyderTV easily guides you through the process of optimizing the color settings for your TV. This DVD will show you how to greatly improve your TV viewing experience. Chapters 1 to 3 of this DVD will outline the basics. Chapter 4 teaches you how to load the SpyderTV software and launch the application. Chapter 5 provides an explanation of the test patterns and before and after images that we'll use. Chapter 6 is a guided demonstration. Each chapter is easy to navigate. Just choose from the menu with your remote control, otherwise the program will resume automatically. Let's take a moment to review what's in the box. You should have the SpyderTV software CD, the SpyderTV colorimeter device, the SpyderTV DVD, which you're watching, the suction cup attachment, which can also be used as a tripod mount. We'll explain more about that later. The quick start guide, and the warranty card. We've even included a cool little bag where you can store your SpyderTV. In order to operate the SpyderTV software and hardware, you'll need a few items. First, a TV display. I've got a 42-inch plasma, but you may have an LCD, a rear projection TV, a DLP, or a CRT TV. You'll need a remote control for your TV, a DVD player and DVD remote, and a Windows desktop or laptop computer with a USB port. Now, once you've assembled all these items, select Chapter 2 from the menu. Have you ever noticed that all the TVs in a retail showroom look different and you wondered which one was right, if any? Have you ever tried to adjust your TV settings to get a better picture and never quite gotten it right? Well, SpyderTV takes the guesswork out of improving your TV picture. It does not rely on the human eye, which is subjective. Instead, it uses the Spyder, a scientific colorimeter that replaces the human eye. SpyderTV will allow you to see your favorite shows and movies just as the director intended. It will increase the realism of your programs by extending highlight and shadow detail. It will enhance your TV's dark images for better visibility. If you're a gamer, you're really going to love that. And it will improve your overall viewing experience and give you the satisfaction of knowing that your TV has the optimum settings for your setup. Don't forget, you can also impress your friends and family by being the first person on the block to use this cool-looking product. Why do you need SpyderTV? Well, when you bought your TV, it was set to look good in a retail store that's completely different from your home setup. Also, the TV manufacturers have no idea what DVD, cables, signal source, or other components you're using. All of these have an impact on your TV's performance. Understanding this, TV manufacturers put superb tools for home adjustment in the user menu for brightness, contrast, color, tint, and color temperature. The problem is, these tools are difficult to use, and you have no way of knowing for sure if you've set them correctly. Until now. SpyderTV is an electronic colorimeter that scientifically measures contrast, brightness, color, tint, and color temperature presets on your home theater display, and helps you make the necessary adjustments to dramatically improve your picture quality. The SpyderTV sensor is attached to your laptop or desktop computer using a USB cable, and then attaches to the front of your TV screen. Then, the sensor analyzes the test patterns on the DVD. Based on the information it sees, the software running on your computer instructs you how to adjust your settings accurately without the guesswork. The SpyderTV is like an electronic eye that makes scientific measurements and tells you how to make accurate adjustments that would be impossible to make with the human eye alone. SpyderTV helps you set your TV to the same standards used by the movie and broadcast industry. Here's a look at some of the software screens you'll be following. You'll need to take some time to familiarize yourself with the software interface. You don't need to be an AV expert, as the easy-to-use wizard will guide you step by step through the process. Okay, now you have a pretty good idea of what SpyderTV is all about, so move on to Chapter 3. In this room, there's a window and ambient light which we can control. Now, you may have a darkened home theater environment, or a living room with bright light, or one with little light. To maximize the effect of the system, reduce or eliminate light. Okay, the next thing you'll do is this. Check your remote batteries and get your lights set. Your TV needs to warm up for about 20 minutes, so if you're watching this DVD, it's already started to warm up. Oh, by the way, for the best picture quality, always use the highest quality video inputs available. Component is best, then S-Video, then Composite. These are just a few of the various types of TVs. Now, before you start your calibration, you'll need to know your display type. If you don't know what kind of TV you have, you may need to consult your TV manual. You'll need to become familiar with your TV's menu and how to use your remote control. Press the menu button on your TV remote. Find the sliders for brightness, contrast, color, tint, and color temperature presets. Consult your manual if you have any difficulty locating these sliders on your menu. The names for these presets can be different from one brand to another. Brightness can also be called black level. Contrast is sometimes called picture or white level. Color may be called saturation. Tint may be called hue. Some TVs may have different value names for temperature preset, cold, medium, warm, or low, medium, high, and so forth. Also, this is a good time to familiarize yourself with your menu sliders, as throughout the calibration process, we'll ask you to find the current, minimum, and maximum values for each slider. The way these sliders work may differ from one brand to another. We're going to show you the three most common possibilities. Some TVs have numeric values for sliders. Some TVs have no numbers to indicate the settings. They might have dashes or bars to represent the values. If you own this type of display, you need to move this slider up and down and find out how many clicks you have. You need to remember the current position of your slider, so count the clicks and make a mental note of your current settings before moving your sliders. Some TVs may have continuous sliders instead of numbered or click-based ones. In this case, you can use 0, 50, and 100 as your minimum, medium, and maximum numbers. You need to estimate the current value for your slider. For example, if the position of this slider is here, we can estimate that the current setting for this slider is 55. Make sure your computer is near the TV. Make sure your software and hardware is all nearby. Now you're ready to proceed to Chapter 4. The software needs to be installed before hooking up the SpyderTV colorimeter. Install your software by following the on-screen instructions. If the software does not start automatically, then select the CD-ROM drive and click on Setup.exe. Now I'm ready to launch the application, so I'll click on the shortcut and the wizard will guide me through. Now I'll attach the SpyderTV colorimeter. Insert the USB plug of the SpyderTV colorimeter into the USB port of your PC. The SpyderTV colorimeter needs to be placed on the front of your TV as close to the exact center as possible. Now, there are two ways to do this, either with the suction cup method or with the tripod method. The suction cup method will not hurt the surface of your TV if you press it gently. To use the suction cup method, slide the counterweight to within a foot or 30 centimeters of the Spyder. The counterweight will keep it flush to the screen. Pick up the suction cup attachment that was in your box and guide the post underneath the attachment into the cable hole in the leg. It makes a slight snap as it enters the Spyder leg. When the painted edges line up at the bottom, you know it's perfectly aligned. As you can see, the Spyder USB cable is in front of the Spyder, not behind. Now position the Spyder in the center of the screen and press the suction cup to the screen. Confirm your Spyder is flush by pressing gently on the center logo disc. Now the Spyder is properly positioned and you're ready to begin. Don't press the suction cup down too hard. Be sure to use the Release tab when removing the suction cup. You can also use a tripod to mount the Spyder on your TV. This is the preferred method if you have an LCD TV because there is a small risk that the suction cups can damage your LCD TV. To use a tripod, again snap the suction cup attachment onto the Spyder. Then screw the colorimeter to the tripod. Now you're free to move the tripod close to the TV. Tilt and adjust the tripod so your Spyder touches the TV in the middle and is perfectly flush. Any gap between the TV and the Spyder will throw off the measurements and reduce the quality of your calibration. Throughout the optimization of your TV, you'll be asked to use 7 test patterns that are on your DVD. To find these test patterns, go to the main menu on your DVD and select Test Patterns. Black will be used to take readings of the before and after state of your TV, as well as to find the optimized setting for brightness. White will also be used to measure your TV before and after state, as well as to find the optimized setting for contrast. Color blue and color white will be used to find the TV's optimized setting for color. Tint magenta and tint cyan will be used to find the TV's optimized setting for tint. You can also access these test patterns by clicking the specific number on your DVD remote control. On the SpyderTV DVD, we've included additional visual test patterns for you. These test patterns will not be used during the optimization of your TV. However, you can use these patterns to see the improvement you've made to your display after you've finished with the calibration. To get more information on the visual test patterns, you can click the Tools button on the upper menu of the SpyderTV software screens. Your DVD also includes 3 before and after images. In this section, we'll show you how the adjustments you made to your TV affect the appearance of the before and after images. We recommend that you check these images after the optimization of your display. Once you know your optimized settings, you can move the sliders up and down and see the difference between the before and after state of your TV. To find the before and after images, go to the main menu on your DVD and select Before and After Images. Don't make any adjustments to your controls yet. Just watch our demonstration. The first image, brightness control, also sometimes called black level, adjusts how black sections of the picture appear. In this picture, we will show you how the adjustments on the brightness control affect the appearance of the picture. If the brightness is set too high, the increased brightness actually decreases the dynamic range of the TV and will cause the picture to appear washed out and incapable of reproducing proper shadow depth. Now, look what happens when the brightness is turned down too low. The left edge of the panther will disappear to black. Also, the panther's eye will disappear into the black shadow under its eyebrows. Images with brightness set too low tend to lose detail in shadows, and distinctions between dark areas disappear. The goal is to find the setting at which you can distinguish different levels of black. The second image, contrast control, also called picture or white level, adjusts the intensity of the white parts of the image and determines the overall lightness of the display. In this picture, we'd like to take a good look at the white shirts. Adjust your slider up all the way, and then reduce it until you can make out all the details in the white areas, such as the buttons on the shirt. When the contrast is set too high, extended viewing of the picture can fatigue your eyes and possibly even damage the display device itself. Note the complete loss of detail on the white shirts as the highlights disappear. The goal is to find the contrast setting with the brightest white for which the whites are still distinguishable. The third image, color control, also called saturation, has a dramatic effect on overall display quality. In this picture, we would like you to pay attention to the skin tones of the girls. Notice the subtle gradations of skin tone on the cheeks and nose, the visible detail in the eyes, and the naturalness of the fabric of the shirts. Also note the smoothness of the color of the background behind the girls. As you move the sliders up, you'll notice a change in the flesh tones. When the color is too high, it makes the skin appear too saturated. Your picture will look unrealistic. One sign that the color control has been misadjusted is when the girls appear to be wearing bright lipstick even when they have natural lip color, or when they look like they have a terrible sunburn. Also, you'll see distortion in the pink shirt. The shirt will look too pink. Move your sliders down until the skin looks natural, without too much red. If the color control in your display is too low, it will cause the image to appear undersaturated. At an extreme, adjusting the color control too low will result in a black and white image. Tint, also called hue, affects the proper decoding of color information in the image. An incorrect tint setting will make skin tones look too green or too red. After SpyderTV determines your optimum settings, you can check these before and after images and see the improvement you've made to your TV. Make sure to set your sliders back to your optimized settings. Okay, you'll soon be able to take the guesswork out of this task. Follow along with the guided demo, and then you'll be ready to start your own calibrations. Now we're going to demonstrate the calibration process. Remember, the adjustments I'll be making are for this TV only. Do not make any adjustments to your TV during this demonstration. I've loaded our program and launched the SpyderTV application, and the first screen we view is a welcome screen. And it tells us we'll be optimizing the color temperature presets, brightness, contrast, color, and tint. Click the Next button to continue, and don't forget that if you need help, you can click on the Help button. Before we begin, make sure you have the following available: your DVD player connected to your TV, your DVD remote, your TV remote, your desktop or laptop PC placed near your TV, and your SpyderTV package. If your TV has different modes, for example, standard, dynamic, cinema, sports, and so forth, set the mode to standard. Set your DVD player to widescreen format, aspect ratio 16:9. Reduce or eliminate the light in your room. Warm up your TV and DVD player for 20 minutes. And allow 20 to 30 minutes to complete this process. Click the Next button to continue. Okay, we'll choose the type of TV we have. In this demo, we're using a plasma TV, so I'll select that option. Click the Next button to continue. Press the Menu button on your TV remote and find the sliders for brightness, contrast, color, tint, and temperature presets. Consult your TV manual if you have difficulty finding where these sliders are located on your menu. See Chapter 3, Display Types, for more information. We need to enter the current, maximum, and minimum values for each of the sliders. Start by entering the current values. If you don't have one or more of these sliders, please uncheck the box next to the slider icons. The sliders will be grayed out, and SpyderTV will not measure these controls. Some TVs might have different value names for temperature preset. For example, cold, medium, warm, or low, medium, high, and so forth. You can use the Color Temperature Preset Editor to add new presets to the list. You can edit or delete the existing presets or change the order of your presets. Click the Next button to continue. Throughout the process, we'll use a series of test patterns to measure the display. These test patterns are found in the main menu on your DVD under Test Patterns. You can either click Test Patterns on your main DVD menu to access the test patterns, or you can simply click the numbers on your DVD remote control for easy access to the specific test pattern you need. For more information on this, see Chapter 5, Test Patterns. Before making any adjustments to your TV, the SpyderTV software wizard will first determine the current state of your TV. This process involves measuring two test patterns. The SpyderTV software wizard will use this data at the end of the process and show you how much your TV has improved. Insert the SpyderTV DVD into your DVD player if it's not already there. Make sure the SpyderTV colorimeter is connected to your computer. Now, on the DVD, select the black test pattern, number 1, from Test Patterns on your main menu, or simply click number 1 on your DVD remote control. Click the Next button to take a reading. Using the DVD remote, select the white test pattern number 2, on your DVD menu. Click the Next button to take a reading. After SpyderTV takes a reading, click the Next button to continue. Now the SpyderTV software wizard will determine the best color temperature preset setting for your TV. During this process, you will be asked to change the color temperature preset setting to each of the values you entered on the Record Your Settings screen. At the end of the process, the optimal value will be recommended. Once again, we'll use the white test pattern. If this test pattern is not already open on your DVD, using your DVD remote, select the white test pattern. Click the Next button to continue. Using the TV remote, I'll open the TV menu and change the color temperature preset to Cool. Click the Next button to take a reading. Using the TV remote, I'll open the TV menu and change the color temperature preset to Normal now. Click the Next button to take a reading. Using the TV remote, I'll open the TV menu and change the color temperature preset to Warm now. Click the Next button to take a reading. The optimum setting for this display is Cool. I'm going to keep the recommended setting before starting to take measurements for brightness. Click the Next button to continue. Now the SpyderTV software wizard will determine the best brightness setting for my TV. Brightness is sometimes called black level. During this process, you'll be asked to change the brightness setting to about 7 different values, and at the end of the process, the optimal value will be recommended. Using the DVD remote, select the black test pattern, number 1, from Test Patterns on your main menu. Click the Next button to continue. Using the TV remote, I'm opening the TV menu and changing the brightness to -30 now. Wait for the TV's menu to disappear before continuing. Click the Next button to take a reading. Using the TV remote, I'm opening the TV menu and changing the brightness to +30 now. Wait for the TV's menu to disappear before continuing. Click the Next button to take a reading. Using the TV remote, I'm opening the TV menu and changing the brightness to 0 now. Wait for the TV's menu to disappear before continuing. Click the Next button to take a reading. Using the TV remote, I'm opening the TV menu and changing the brightness to +15 now. Wait for the TV's menu to disappear before continuing. Click the Next button to take a reading. Using the TV remote, I'm opening the TV menu and changing the brightness to +7 now. Wait for the TV's menu to disappear before continuing. Click the Next button to take a reading. Using the TV remote, I'm opening the TV menu and changing the brightness to +3 now. Wait for the TV's menu to disappear before continuing. Click the Next button to take a reading. Using the TV remote, I'm opening the TV menu and changing the brightness to +1 now. Wait for the TV's menu to disappear before continuing. Click the Next button to take a reading. SpyderTV has determined the optimal brightness setting is 1. Once you see the red circled recommended value, change your setting to that number and leave it there before you start making readings for the next slider. Click Next to continue. Now the SpyderTV software wizard will determine the best contrast setting for my TV. Contrast may sometimes be called picture or white level. During this process, you'll be asked to change the contrast setting to about 7 different values, and at the end of the process, the optimal value will be recommended. Using the DVD remote, select the test pattern number 2, white test pattern, from Test Patterns on your main menu, or press number 2 on your DVD remote control. As you did for brightness, once again, you'll be asked to change the settings to about 7 different values, and at each value, you'll take measurements. At the end, the optimal value will be recommended. Click the Next button to continue. Using the TV remote, I'll open the TV menu and change the contrast to +30 now. Wait for the TV's menu to disappear before continuing. Click the Next button to take a reading. This step is very similar to brightness. For the sake of time, I won't show you all the readings here. You should continue to take measurements at each value until SpyderTV recommends your optimal contrast setting. Once you see the red circled recommended value, change your setting to that number and keep it before you start making readings for the next slider. Click the Next button to continue. Now, the SpyderTV software wizard will determine the best color setting for my TV. Color can sometimes be called saturation. This step is a little different than brightness and contrast. During this process, once again, you'll be asked to change the setting to about 7 different values. However, this time you'll be asked to take 2 readings at each value using 2 different test patterns. Test pattern number 3, color white, and test pattern number 4, color blue. Click the Next button to continue. Using the DVD remote, select the color white test pattern. Using the TV remote, I'm opening the TV menu and changing the color to 0 now. Make sure your TV menu disappears on your TV screen. Then click the Next button to take a reading. Using the DVD remote, select the color blue pattern now. Keeping the same value, take another reading by clicking Next. To save time, I'm not going to show you the results of each of my readings, but you should continue taking readings until the software determines your best value. Make sure to switch between the color white and color blue test patterns at each reading. Once you see the red circled recommended value, change your setting to that number and leave it there before you start making readings for the next slider. Click the Next button to continue. Now the SpyderTV software wizard will determine the best tint setting for my TV. Tint may sometimes be called hue. This step is similar to color. During this process, once again you'll be asked to change the setting to about 7 different values, and you'll be asked to take 2 readings at each value using 2 different test patterns. Test pattern number 5, Tint Cyan, and test pattern number 6, Tint Magenta. Remember, you can always click 5 or 6 on your DVD remote control for easy access to your test patterns. Using the DVD remote, select the Tint Cyan test pattern. Click the Next button to continue. Using the TV remote, I'm opening the TV menu and changing the tint to -30 now. Remember, wait for the TV's menu to disappear before continuing. Click the Next button to take a reading. Using the DVD remote, select the Tint Magenta pattern now. Keeping the same value, take another reading by clicking Next. Again, I'm not going to show you the results of each of my readings. You should continue taking readings until the software determines your best value for tint. Once you see the red circled recommended value, change your setting to that number. Click the Next button to continue. The SpyderTV software wizard will now compare the new state of my TV with the former state of my TV to determine the improvement. Using the DVD remote, select the black test pattern on your DVD. Click Next to take a reading. Using the DVD remote, select the white test pattern. Click Next to take a reading. Here's a summary of the changes I've made. Each slider illustrates the changes I've made to optimize my TV and improve my viewing experience. You can click the icons next to the sliders to see the graphs showing the changes you made to your TV. You can click the Print button and see the detailed report. It's a good idea to print your report for easy reference. You should do this process every 6 months or anytime you purchase a new component, such as a new DVD player. I've completed all the steps needed to successfully optimize my TV. You'll be able to follow the same procedures to calibrate your TV display. Remember, the wizard will guide you through all the steps, and your settings will differ from mine. At the final congratulations screen, you'll have completed the process and will have your color matters under control. Remember, now you can check before and after images to see the improvement of your display. Using your DVD remote control, select Before and After Images on your DVD main menu. As we discussed in Chapter 5 of this DVD, you can change your settings back to the original values and see the difference between the former and the current state of your TV.